I would like to say you should be always but I don't know how could be smarter. We don't know anything about how to improve intelligence and as well we don't really know anything about how to improve industriousness either, but I can tell you that people who are industrious come up with a strategy for solving the problem that's ahead of them. If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and decide to yourself, you got to be in this life, you got to be this right, this no game, this. What's one thing I'm doing wrong? That no I'm doing wrong. That a good face. That a good face. You meditate that. You will answer, and that one be one you want. But it will be the necessary one. In this video, we will allow some ways of escape, secrets for maximizing focus and achieving long-term success, so that you can study smarter, not harder. Not tell people to fix the thing you repeat every day. Because people tend to think of those are trivial, right? You get up, you brush your teeth, and you have your breakfast, you have your routines that you go through every day, where those probably constitute 50% of your life. And people think, well, they might not to pay attention to them. That's not exactly wrong. The things you do every day, those are the most important thing you do. Hands down, all you have to do is ready and meditate. We make an average of 35,000 decisions every single day. We can eventually lead to decision fatigue. A state of mental overload that can impede the person's ability to continue making decisions. As mechanics not misa design mechanism explain the more decisions you have to make, the more fatigue you develop and the more difficult it can become. This mental exhaustion can lead to poor choices, procrastination, or even to the tendency to avoid decisions altogether. One effective way to reduce decision fatigue is by simplifying routines, such as planning meals in advance, maintaining a consistent wardrobe, establishing a structural habits. Additionally, breaking down complex choices into smaller, manageable steps can make decision-making feel less overwhelming, helping individuals conserve mental energy for more way important tasks. I can tell you that people who don't just come up with a strategy for solving the problem doesn't help them. And then they do whatever they can do to stick to the strategy itself. For example, if you sat down today or tomorrow for a couple hours, 3 hours, and you fill in a Google Calendar, whatever you have to use with a strategy for studying and a list of when all your assignment are due and all of that. And when you're going to sit down and study, then you won't be in a position where you have to cram for 10 hours a day, hopelessly, right before you know an important exam. It's a very effective way of studying, by the way. I mean, first of all, people who cram for 10 hours, stay there, study for 10 hours, but they really are because I can't study for 10 hours. I don't have the power of concentration that when anymore me to do that for that period of time. I can measure about 3 hours of intense intellectual activity before I'm resident. I studied evolution functions in human neuroscience, found as based learning, where study sessions are spread out over time, can be twice as effective as math learning. This role enhances memory retention and recall by encoding information into long-term memory. Research consistently shows that students who spend out their studying perform better on assessment 2 weeks later compared to those who cram. In addition to spend learning, getting enough sleep plays a crucial role in learning and memory. According to the sleep deprivation index, that brain ability to create new pathways for recently learned information, making it harder to retain knowledge. And it also very catch up if you study and then sleep and then sleep and then sleep and then sleep and then study and then sleep and you will write down. You might be likely to remember. And also might be likely to that you might be likely to remember if you try to recall the material. And so highlighting that sort of thing isn't very useful, but it reading, closing the book, summarizing what you read without opening the damn book. That's useful. And the reason for that is you're practicing remembering. That's what you have to practice. If you want testing memorization, you have to practice remembering. You don't just go over the thing over and over. That will help you with recognition memory, but somebody will help you with recall memory. The best thing you can do is read and write every day. Goals and every day wherever things you find buttons and see if you can discover what you read believe to be true and develop your foundation and this unbelievably practical. Research published by Jackson V. was that of become university explore how reading literary person enhance our ability to understand others a skill known as the theory of mind. This refers to the human capacity to recognize that others have belief and desire different from their own. In the study, participants were divided into groups and assigned different reading materials. Afterward, they took a test measuring their ability to perceive other emotions. Research showed that who read literary fiction scored significantly higher than those who did not read at all. So what James Harden in the story is that they still, that is still, so that they watch people watch people, and then the story about what they see, but they live a lot of the story, everything that's boring, hopefully. And then one more story about exciting things, sort of allocated, and then maybe a great writer come along and write something really interesting, profile character transformations, and then we say we're efficient, and say well that's true, good efficient, but then maybe that's not right, maybe it's more than true, because the truth is mundane reality. What you want as much what you want your is the distillation of interesting experience, and you might think very interesting. Where the answer is you don't know. That's the thing that's so cool. When you think about behavior, you tend to think about voluntary behavior, but a motivational state will. Distant habit are activated depending on the situation. Autonomous response. So for example, when you when you food deprived and you start to think about food and start to organize your behavior towards food and to shape the world that you were your body is also prepared for food. And so it's useful to think about a motivated state and a micro personality. According to an article from Cognition Today, titled The Scientific Truth Behind Fake It Till You Make It. Mental imagery and actual perception share common neural circuits, though they have different firing dynamics. This phenomenon is explained by Hess law, which states that neurons that fire together wire together. In other words, if you do something in association with something else, the two will get interact at a neural level. This principle highlights the ability to strengthen neural path connection through repetition and association. For example, if one repeatedly visualizes themselves speaking confidently in public, the brain starts to reinforce the same neural pathways used in actual public speaking, potentially improving their real-life performance. Even with just walking to where you want to go, if you successfully walking in there, your brain trusts what you're doing, the circuits that are activated and why you are doing it, and if what you are doing result in the result you desire, then the dopamine flows those little neurons that are activated and they make them grow and flourish. And so, as you practice something that's working, the circuits that is activated as you practicing is back in dopamine and that doesn't make it stronger and less furious. It's growth. It's part of positive motion. Sleep motion move you forward but also encourage you to develop a habit of not bad practice and so one of the things I would broadly to emphasize don't make an habit of pursuing things that are good for you. Because you'll be that into that what happens if you become addicted to something, believe inside you that's growth. It's there, it's after one goal.